welcome everybody to this week's Member Trade of the Week reveal. So this is the last week that we're going to be giving out a $100 gift card. Andrew has upped the ante to an iPhone for the winner that wins the Trade of the Week. However, there will be some additional requirements that you have to do in order to receive your prize at the end of the week. So if you are a member that wins a Member Trade of the Day, you'll be submitted for the Member Trade of the Week. And then in order to reap your benefit of a new iPhone, you will have to produce a trade book example, which is similar to what's up in our room, and I'll have that posted over the weekend so you'll be able to see what we're looking for. But you will also need to do a full video recap of your trade to walk through your analysis. So if you do submit, might want to have that on the back burner if you win that day to do the recording after you find out, so that you still have your trade there marked for us. And so with that, we will go into the day's trades of the week. And our first trade this week was on Monday, and I forget. This was done by, I forget the member's name. I'll have to pull it up here shortly. But this was an excellent trade. If you notice, it's right there on as the stock regained VWAP, went ahead, took a nice long position, partialed on the way up. And then what we like about this is as it provides support there at the 9 SMA as well. Adds back into the position, moves break even up, and then goes ahead and partials out as we continue up the way. And then once again, as it pulls back to the 9 EMA, they again went ahead and added into the trade in order to book some more partials as they made their way up the chain. And this was on I forget
Rocket.
what one. Yeah, this is on Rocket. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's especially impressive because Rocket, if you've tried to trade it this week, it's been pretty volatile. So you have to sort of be calm in the trade, stick to your strategy to be able to achieve this. So the fact that not only they got that entry held and then partialed up that and then added back in, I thought was a little impressive. Again, it looks good on the candles. What you can't tell is how much, how big the spread is and how much it jumps around while it's making these candles.
Yes, and that was done by Prince Trader. That was his trade for the day on August 24th. And then Tuesday, we have a returning member once again, Mr. Spock, who has been tearing it up in his trade on BBY. So went down. First one was a loser, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Got into the trade a little bit early. Got out when the stock hit his stop loss. But then stuck with the trade. Notice the mountain pass strategy starting to set up. You have that lower bottom, and then it tried to go down. Made a second bottom, and as it gained that 9 moving average, entered the position and partialed their way up throughout. And then he held longer throughout the day for that position for high of day. Did not eventually get that, but he did eventually get out prior to his break even by the end of the day. And that was Mr. Spock.
Another nice trade.
Yes. And then the following day, we had Jesse, who, just took out Roku in the pre-market. That is the best way to explain it. Took Roku in the pre-market at 440, rode it all the way up. And if you notice, this is a little bit different than the picture we had on that day, because he went back in and kind of explained why he held through position A. meaning that he had a level mark that was there. He got very nervous when that mountain pass started to form, but because there was no exhausting volume and the second peak was slightly higher than the first, those are typical indicators that you don't like to see in that strategy, if I'm not correct, Peter. Yep. See?
That's exactly right, because that shows a break of the pattern rather than the confirmation.
So because there was that break, decided to hold through that point A and continued to ride it up until approximately 165.29, in which they got out all day. So did not partial, took 100 shares down there at 151.55 and partialed up there, or got all out at 165.29. Outstanding trade. I mean, that took confidence in your ability to read price action, the ability to read volume, and to stick with the plan that you had going in.
Yeah, absolutely, and I didn't actually notice that in the wording here, but I do like, that's the first time I've seen anybody explicitly use the mountain pass as a sort of a negative confirmation for them to continue in their existing trade. So that's good. I mean, that's a great way to use it, right? So you can use these strategies not only to identify trades, but to help you understand what the trend might be doing.
Yes.
Or might not.
And then yesterday's trade was on BYND by Marcus. And Marcus used the price action during the pre-market to determine a price level and took a breakout when it broke that range early on and then partialed all the way up to 137. So got a very nice move on BYND. And I got to commend him on BYND. I don't like trading that stock. It's got a wide spread, and it can definitely jump all the way around and gets my blood flowing. So excellent job, Marcus, on doing that.
Yeah, not my favorite stock to trade, so I do admire those that can play it.
Yes, definitely. And so the winner for the $100 Amazon gift card goes to Jesse for the trade on Roku. I mean, just like Peter was talking about, right? Being able to understand more than just, hey, I'm making money, but there's no volume telling me to get out. The price action's not telling me to get out. This strategy, yes, it does look like a mountain pass, but it's not setting up, so I'm going to hold on for that final move up. So excellent job, Jesse. I mean, very good patience in sticking to your plan on that. So
great trade, Jesse. Well done. Oh, and Jesse's here in the room, so good. You're sticking with it right through the whole week. So congrats. Well done.
Yes, congrats. Way to go. And then we did have a member that sent me a trade. If you were here earlier in the room, you probably saw this if you were here around 9 o'clock when Norm was on. But he sent this trade this Tuesday, which was like the 25th, that he took on Tesla back on August 20th. And I just want to highlight this trade because as you look at this trade, it is phenomenal. Tesla trade. Think about the amount of money that he's putting on the line, the ability to partial in, take a partial, add in at different tiers as the price is going in his direction to become in a full position. I mean, what was the move? It was $120 move that he got out of this trade. So although he's not getting the member trade of the week or the member trade of the day, this is definitely something we wanted to highlight because this is excellent trading, just like Jesse did with reading price action, being able to analyze volume and sticking with a solid plan and knowing when to add and when to get out. So excellent job on that trade. and that is
Amazing.
Kaiser. So,
An amazing trade. As Norm said, I think the reward from the trade is its own prize. So because I mean, added in on every sort of spike down, the confidence to do that, it's phenomenal to me. I don't have that ability. So well done.
yes, the ability to do that is crazy. So thank you, Jesse, and we will be in contact with you to get your information so that we can get the gift card information from you. So thank you. And for everybody else that is out there, next week will be some modified rules. So look for Monday, looking for the new rules. We will put that out there for everybody so that everybody will know exactly what we're looking for. So not going to go over today exactly what those are. So thank you, everybody out on YouTube. It was a pleasure having you with us.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great weekend.